Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Taff. I'm coming in with a Taff's word, but this is Taff's word on football, not on Newport County like it usually is. I do the odd one of these whenever I feel there's something in the world of football worth talking about, basically. And the subject I've chosen for today is the newly introduced VAR, Video Assistant Refereeing. So, the arguments for and the arguments against, basically, the for was to stop controversial decisions from being made, giving the referee the opportunity to look over something if he's not sure, and then obviously giving him that extra support, because referees do take an awful lot of flack for making a poor decision. With that extra bit of help, it helps them, it helps the team who would have been on the receiving end of a poor refereeing decision. And when you're on the bad end of one or two big ones, it completely destroys the game for you. So that's pretty much the for. The against, apparently they reckon it's going to slow the game down. It's going to take talking points out of football, take the human element out of football, and take some of the spark out of it in that respect. So I'm going to tell you why the arguments for and the arguments against. Well, I'm going to go through them basically and explain, in my opinion, why I think some of it's right and some of it's wrong. Now, everything in the for, in my opinion, is right except for some decisions that are made are very opinion-based. So sometimes someone will get a penalty for something, one person will agree it is, one person will think it's not. And, you know, the rules of the game will stipulate what they do, but at the end of the day, the people who are making the calls know the rules of the game inside out, obviously, but then so do the pundits as well. And if a referee says that's a penalty, if a pundit says, I don't think that's a penalty, who's right and who's wrong? Well, ultimately you say the referee is, but at the end of the day, it takes decisions, like I say, some decisions can be contested. You know, someone will say, yes, that's a penalty, someone else will say, no, that's not a penalty. Handballs, for example. Handball's a handball, in my opinion, except for when there's physically nothing you can do to get your hand out of the way of it. So I feel as though if your hand's up there, out there, out there, if your hand's out and not down the side or at least close to the side, I think you're open for a handball call. But some people would disagree with me on that one. So the whole opinion thing, I mean, I think with the VAR in place, it's going to still generate opinions, differ opinions as well. I think a referee's going to make a call, he's going to blow up, say I want to give a penalty for that, but do his little square, go and see it again and think, actually, no, I'm not going to give a penalty for that. It's either a drop ball or that was actually a goal kick, so point to the goal kick, corner flag or whatever. That's the only thing I've got in question, really, is how do they come back from stopping the game to make a big decision if there's a break in the middle of play? Is it a matter of it's a drop ball and then sportingly the other team will give it back to, you know, the team who had possession, or is the referee going to give something else? I don't know. Obviously there's a lot of element of date, but I'm sure that date will be cleared up as the technology is used a lot more. Okay, so we're talking about the arguments for at the moment. Like I said, opinionated decisions is going to be the only sort of grey area with this one, because there's going to be some things that are going to be clear cut, and there's a lot of clear cut decisions made that are wrong. Offsides is a good one. I think VAR will be great for offsides. So many goals are scored by somebody in an offside position. If you get to see the video again, there's no element of date on that. They're either onside or offside, and the right call can be made. So that way, people who were through on goal for being offside, that's the only thing that's going to be penalised, is if you're onside and the linesman flags. Or if you've already put the ball in the net before the referee's whistled. That's the only time that you're going to get your goal for it or get your chance for it. But at least, if you're missing out on scoring a goal, it's not as bad as conceding one when someone's offside. So I suppose for the larger part on that one, it's going to be favourable on offside calls. I think red cards, I think, is going to make it. I think some red cards are given too sort of recklessly. I think sometimes people are sort of waved away and they get off lightly when it comes to bad fouls. and I think the VAR will certainly play a part in that. Now, in my opinion, Mason Holgate is a red card, and I think that's something the FIFA need to clear up. If someone intentionally pushes someone into hoardings, I think that can do a lot more damage to someone potentially than sliding in too high on their legs. Because you can snap someone's ankle or bottom of their leg or whatever, or make them sprain their ankle or whatever. Yeah, you give them a pretty nasty little injury there. But you push someone into a hoarding or into a crowd, then there's the potential that someone could do some serious damage to themselves, in my opinion. I think, you got your ribs that can get bad. I mean, it happened, I'm a Newport County supporter, and it happened to our player, and he was body checked into the boards, and I mean badly body checked. He was right by them, and the player just went right into him and slammed him in there. The only time you ever see anything like that is in freaking ice hockey, and the player got away with a yellow card for it, but Robbie Wilmot, our player, had a busted nose and bruised ribs. So what would be the difference then between a player punching him in the face to bust his nose and then kneeing him in the chest or something like that, or stamping on his chest after he's down to do the damage to his ribs? For me, the damage is done however it's done, and it's done intentionally. So whether he's done it like that, the latter that I just mentioned, or the other way, the damage is still the same and the intent is still there. So it's something that the FIFA and refereeing sort of committee have to come up with themselves and determine. I think red card should be given for anybody who purposely pushes someone into hoardings, because you're going to do so much damage. But we've gone a little bit off topic there, haven't we now? The VAR. So we've gone through some of the arguments for big decisions. There's so many big decisions. I mean, if VAR would have been around, England might have won a World Cup. Diego Maradona's hand of God would never have stood. As much as it's always been a football talking point, and you'd have lost a little bit by not being able to talk about that. I think I could live without the hand of God as a talking point if it meant the right decision was made. I'm it's a bit of a pet hate of mine when I see injustices in football, and even teams I don't like. When I see them get an injustice, I don't particularly like Cardiff City. I'm a Newport County supporter, and I seen them get a bad decision against Birmingham City on a live game. I think it was last season, and I felt bad for them. I was like, oh, that's bad. That can't happen. Even though it was them and I don't like them, I still felt for them because the decision went against them. I've even felt for Man United at times, and I can't stand them. So if injustices in football can be cleared up somewhat in any way, we got the technology there. You don't get contentious decision making in rugby anymore. Well, you don't get it often. It's not often you're going to get something in rugby when it's a really bad call and it's really cost someone. It doesn't happen that often. It does still happen, of course. I mean, the fact is, mistakes will still be made, so your human element thing will still be there. That's the first point we're touching on, taking away the human element on the arguments against the VAR. Taking away the human element from football. Well, like I say, there's still going to be opinions and there's still going to be mistakes made. So I think the human element is debunked completely there. Time. It doesn't take long to look at a replay. And personally, I'd rather take the time for the right decision to be made than allow the game to just continue with a wrong decision. If somebody's winning a game they don't deserve to be winning on the back of a bad decision, I don't see that as a constructive way of allowing football to flow, shall we say? Because that's basically what people are saying. We should allow the game to just move on. We can't slow the game down. Slowing the game down means that the right decision's made every time and there's no bad controversy afterwards. The referee haven't got to deal with a barrage of complaints about their referees all the time. It's only going to benefit everybody, really. And the people, in my opinion, who do say, no, I don't want the VAR, are probably people who are used to either supporting the team or playing for the team or managing a team, who basically have been on the right end of refereeing decisions, more often than not. Like, everyone gets on the bad end of a refereeing decision, but if you're on the right end more often, then you're going to see a problem with VAR. Then I understand that. But what else should we say on the arguments against it? So we said, obviously, decisions are an opinionated thing, and we've touched that, obviously. And, no, I think we've covered everything on that then. So what do you think of VAR then? Personally, I think it's a step in the right direction for football. I think it's a shame it couldn't have been introduced decades ago, but you can't rewrite the past, obviously, now. The past is the past. At least the future of the game looks a lot more sound, because I think like I say, there's been too much controversy in football now. I think it's about time the game was improved, and I think exactly that'll do exactly that to the football. It will improve it. That's my opinion, though. You might disagree with me. I'd love to hear what you've got to say about this subject, guys. So feel free to leave some comments in below. VAR, what's your thoughts? I'd love to hear it. You just heard mine. So we'll leave it there. Thanks all for watching. And until the next time, cheerio for now. Thank you very much.